IT department, I think, has done a sterling job with being on the road.
I think so. And this is the great chaotic start that I told you about.
Oh, yes.
Hello, everybody. Liz is rightly recognising the work of the IT department because you're in the southwest, aren't you? But before
I am very much in the southwest, yes.
Before that, welcome everybody to episode 39 of the Ladies Wot Pod. 39.
Episode 39.
So Liz, who are you and where are you?
I am still Liz Saunders, still chairman of the Saint Supporters Club, still general all-round rugby geek, but I am right in the southwest. As I look out over my laptop, I am looking across St Ives Bay towards St Ives. Very lovely it is. Very lovely. Very nice. The aircraft carrier has gone. So when we arrived yesterday and opened the beautiful bifold doors, there was a freaking great aircraft carrier moored at the end of the garden. Well, not quite. I mean, it was probably some way out to sea, but it was very, very big. And that was a bit sort of like, well, is it one of ours? So we had a look on Google and it shouldn't have been one of ours because one was in the Western Med and the other one was somewhere else. But it was the one that was allegedly in the Western Med. I don't know. It's gone now.
Bit lost then.
It's gone now anyway. Got a bit lost.
Well, Claire Jones, the other.
Sorry, I just waffled on about aircraft carriers and stuff.
We definitely haven't got any aircraft carriers in Cambridgeshire on the edge of the fens. I do have a lot of camera equipment because I'm planning Bath and Caldy next week. So I've been doing a lot of thinking about all the stuff that I need to take. Yes, episode 39. So here we go. And we said it would be a standard pod, but it is, except where Liz is. And I note that the gin supplies are the appropriate variety, which is very good indeed.
It's evaporating. It's the sea air.
But you know that brand evaporates. You've had that problem. It's been right since it was
constant.
Yeah,
constant battle.
Constant battle. So this week has been a busy week, what with one thing and another, and it ended with the Mobs Memorial game, which is what we said it would. And Bedford Blues came to Franklin's Gardens on a balmy evening. It got a bit chilly towards the end, but it was a lovely, dry evening and a good crowd. The biggest crowd I think we've had for a Mobs game for many a year.
Yeah.
The last one that was held at the Gardens, I don't remember it being. I think it was all in the Tetley stand. It was one of those restricted.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. I think it was.
Yeah, in the Tetley stand. So to have a proper crowd, was really good because I think, as we talked about with Graham and Lenny, I think the Mobs game has got its rightful place in the calendar. So
nice. It's good. Good. I was put in charge. I was put in charge of the cup beforehand.
Yes, you and Dr. T. Dr.
Me and
the
IT department
to look after it. Yeah.
It was very good, really good fun. I was taking optional contributions for photographs. I say optional. They were optional.
I was going to say they were optional. They were donations to the Mobs Memorial Fund, weren't they?
They were, to support age group rugby across the East Mids. But as I said to people, you have the choice. You can either give or I'll guilt trip you. Choice is yours, really. It's only £2.50. As I pointed out several times, it's the cheapest thing in the gardens.
Yeah.
And I met one of our greatest followers, and unfortunately, I didn't get his name, but he insisted on having a selfie with me, so that was very exciting. And his feedback was about the sound. So the IT department has taken this to heart, bigly taken it to heart, and purchased.
Now, look, can you just show me that sound deck on the front cover of that book?
Well, it might be a little old.
Well, it's not that it's a little old.
And technical.
It's a little old, but
and big.
I know I'm in charge of pushing buttons, but I think we've gone a bit de trop on the button front, I think
that's Abbey Road Studios, I think.
Abbey Road Studios.
Anyway.
Yeah, I don't think we're quite up to Abbey Road Studios. I don't think Sergeant Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band and our production are quite in the same league.
He's listening. Just go for this. Brilliant.
Well, if you'd like to build me Abbey Road Studios.
Yeah, you can build us Abbey Road Studios. When you've done the harpsichord, you can build us Abbey Road Studios. So. Anyway, so that was lovely. So Friday night meeting, met lots and lots of lovely people, and people were shouting at you, I believe, Mrs. Jones.
Well, I had lots. So firstly, thank you to everybody who came to say hello. One gentleman was a bit concerned that I might not actually be taking photographs of the Saints this season. I don't know why he was concerned, but he looked quite querulous, bless him. But I reassured him that I will be, obviously, taking photographs of the Saints and sometimes the Blues and the Lightning women. So, yeah, he was quite concerned. But no, rest assured, I will be. I had lots of visitors, and they obviously listened to the pod last week, because remember, we put the call out saying that we love it when people come and say hello, and loads of them did, which is fantastic. Yeah. Actually, if we can crave a favour, and we don't want to go too pod on you, but one of the things that helps us is I'm in charge of pushing buttons, so I need to encourage you to push buttons, everybody. Yeah. Subscribe, like us, mention us, tweet about us, if it's still tweeting.
Retweet.
Talk about us, basically, because it spreads the word to the faithful. So please push buttons away. When you have a listen, and, if you don't like us, you can tell us you don't like us, because we want feedback if it doesn't work. But please, it's great that you came to see me. And to the people who were shouting as I was walking round past the cinch stand, that was great. Love it. More of the same, please. Yes. And so thank you to everybody who came and had a chat. The person who was also concerned was Mrs. Hendy, Laura, because she was, yes, bless, because she was worried how I was going to run up and down the touchline doing both teams. I must admit, I was slightly worried.
I was, to be fair.
And as it turned out, actually, I should have stayed where I was, because, I was like the opposite of a magnet. Every time I moved, the game went to the opposite end.
I noticed that. I did notice that. I thought,
like, guys,
especially the second half, I thought, what? Oh, it's gone now. It's not good.
Yes. So the best photographs I got of Bedford was when I was sat next to Lizzie. Lizzie Goodchild in the technical area of the game. Louis James and Jake Garside put together a fantastic move. And I got some nice photos for Sherpa too. Fortunately, Bedford did actually have a couple of togs, local togs, Key and Moira, who came to the gardens, so they were getting some photos. But yes, so you know what? I'm just staying doing Saints Attack because, and at Caldy I'll do Bedford Attack because that's what I know.
Yes.
Stick
with what you know.
It was a hard-fought game, as we predicted,
Yes. Yeah, it was. It was great fun. Great fun, actually.
Really good.
Interesting. I noted, so before the game started, I bumped into Curtis and Nathan Langdon, and obviously had a hug with Nathan just, I think, follows his brother, so he gave me a hug. And Curtis said, you need to give Tarek a hug because it's his birthday. So I gave Tarek a hug and pointed out that he's 23, which he may think is very old, but I do have shoes older than him, which made him laugh. And then, of course, 2 of the 3 of them scored.
Yes.
Yeah. One didn't, as I pointed out to him.
Yes, after the game. Yes. Happy birthday to Tarek, who's gone blonde again. And
with a pink flower, wasn't there?
Had a beautiful pink flower that Angus drew on his head. So I dutifully, that was one where I did actually, because I was shooting Bedford Attack, I could actually take some photographs, because you can't really take photographs of the back of your head, really, can you?
No.
So Tarek has actually got some photographs of
his flower.
Of his flower.
Oh, that sounded wrong.
Yes, that's just.
That's no.
Anyway.
Yes. Anyway. Yeah,
But
interesting.
Day. Sergeant Wilson keeps his winning run up, and he actually scored some fantastic tries.
Yeah.
Fantastic tries. Beautifully crafted, and you could see the pace. It was the pace that did Bedford. And so the England and Scotland boys, because Rory was herring around the place as well, did a fantastic job. Finn did his level best to wipe out poor Ketton. Ketton knocked off his stool.
Oh, poor Ketton. Oh.
Yes, and Ketton wasn't worried about himself. Immediately, being a typical photographer, looked at his lens. Oh, my lens. And Finn was laughing, so he was fine, and scored the try. But yes, I dread the day I fall off my fishing stool, because it's going to happen. It is going to happen.
Yeah.
The closest I've come was nearly me being wiped out by Alex Waller, when literally the scrum sheared off and Alex headed my direction and ended up in my lap and looked up and said, "Hello, Claire." And I said, "Hello, Alex, how's it going?" "Not great," he said.
Bless him.
Yes. That was in the days when I sat on the 5 metre line, but I don't do that anymore.
Yeah.
That's it ended.
Just thinking about the end of the game and the age of the players on the pitch for Saints was...
hold on, and Bedford. Because you had
don't notice that.
You had Toby
yes.
And you had Archie Benson, who wasn't... I'm going to check the team sheet. I don't actually know Archie was even on... Oh, there he is. He was number 20. He was on the team sheet.
Oh, right, yeah.
Archie...
So all our young guns... All our young guns were out there, one side or another. I mean, just crazy young.
Very crazy young, yes. And holding their own. Apologies for my phone. I thought I'd switched everything onto silent.
Oh,
one moment,
was it
caller.
you?
Yeah, it was me.
Was it you or was it me? Oh.
No, it was me. There we go. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. There we go. Get rid of that. Josh Kemeny, I predicted.
Yes.
And as Graham walked past me, he called me a disgrace.
Why?
Because I was shooting the Blues attack. You're a disgrace, Jones.
Just because he was off duty, he gets very
feisty. He does get very feisty. Yes. Yes, where was I? Yes, so Graham called me... what was I talking about? Oh, God, my brain's gone.
Josh Kemeny's facial expressions.
Josh Kemeny's facial expressions. I predicted in last week's pod that he would come good. And yet again, he had an outstanding game. Really, really good game. Putting it about... Him and Callum Hunter-Hill were putting it about a lot. So, I think he's going to make a real difference to what's going on. For those of you wondering where Tom Pearson was, he was running around after Junior Bedford Blues in the barn. So it was clearly his week to have because he did.
He clearly upset somebody.
No, he's really good at it. I've seen him. He's really good. Yeah. And the Junior Blues were having a great time running around. It was Ollie Scola and George Makepeace Cubitt from the academy, and Tom Pearson, and the Junior Blues were having a fine old time in the barn. Sorry, High Performance Centre.
High Performance Centre.
High Performance Centre, Jones. Yes, so that's where he was. But I thought, I think as always, when you have a lot of changes, things get a bit muddled. Loose. And I think it got muddled for both teams. But I was really impressed at how Bedford, as we predicted, just kept going. So Sherpa 2, Liz had a bit of a frozen moment, but she's back now.
I did.
Yes.
Back now.
Sherpa 2...
It's a long way to Cornwall.
Sherpa 2 was having a go at our slope. I thought that was a bit out of order.
Excuse me. Hello.
As in, it's not much of one. Well, it's our slope. We're proud of it. Anyway.
But that's not meant to. You're not meant to have a hill at the end of your rugby pitch.
Yes, but we have got one, haven't we?
We have, yes.
Which is why there's one less row of seats at the bottom end of the gardens than there is at the top. Yeah. Anyway, but it's not the slope that is Goldington Road. We agree with you, Shep, but you leave our slope alone.
Yes. Stick to your own slope.
Stick to your own slope, absolutely. So, yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed Friday. After the game, there was a trophy presentation, which was a bit of a surprise.
Well, yeah, I think it was quite a surprise to the club as well. They had to move the plinth that the big cup had been on round to.
Yes. Yeah. Christy was on the case, moving things about, and David Mobbs presented George with the cup. George being even more surprised with the cup.
Yes, he looked a bit
nice now that there is some sort of some sort of trophy to play for. Now that the it's all in its proper place. So and then the huddle was a huddle. And they all headed off in all sorts of directions to go and see their families. And yes, they did go in the changing room. And yes, they did sing the Shoe Army song. And Dows's words were that Alex Coles has handed out the words. So the new players have all got the words. It's been part of their homework to learn it. And it was Sergeant Wilson and the birthday boy, Tarek, who led proceedings. And for once, it wasn't videoed. They decided not to video it, but I took photos of it. And actually what that meant was I could move around a bit more, because I do try and fail every time to stay out of Lewis's way, but it gave me a little bit more freedom to go and take photographs of everybody concerned. So, So it was good to see some more new bugs like Tom West and Luke Green getting some more minutes. And I think all round it was a good, successful evening where we put more of our stamp on the game.
Yes.
And Bedford clearly got a chance to try some of the stuff with their guys. Jake Garside, my God, he was having a good time at scrum half, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. I thought young Alfie Garside played well as well.
Yes, given he had to face Mr. Angry. Yes.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. There was one particularly strange Mr. Angry moment where he only had to run over the fullback, but suddenly veered off to the right.
Yes, he's got this thing about cutting in, hasn't he? Yeah.
Yeah, and all you had, that fullback was just going, no. Oh, it's gone.
Yes. So it's very strange. Anyway, as it turned out, everybody had a good time. Good to see Tom Seabrook, who clearly is enjoying himself at the moment. So, all in all, a good evening. And as it turned out, not a too bad photography evening, even though I was acting as the magnet, the inverse magnet, and sending everybody up
at the wrong end.
Yes. Yes. So, so that was that. Wheelchair rugby. So I was heading off to Corby after our last...
You were, yes.
And I had an absolute ball. We did do a little bit at the end. Yes, and I was delighted. Well, we did. No, at the end of the pod, we talked about my little gift.
Oh,
last
we did.
Time.
Of course we did. Yeah,
there he is, sat on his shelf. And of course, the media tart that is Phil Gutteridge had his photo taken again with said trophy. Yes,
of course.
And I got a hug from Jerry Mack, who was in good fooling. Apologies, Jerry, that I dashed off, but I had some junior blues to watch Tom Pearson chasing around. But yes, so I need to have a proper chat with Jerry. But the wheelchair rugby guys, it was good to see them at the ground, and I think there are plans later on in this season for them to do some demonstrations with another rugby club when we play the Premiership Rugby Cup. So that'll be rather jolly.
That'd be fun.
All in all, a good evening out. Now, shall we do a quick Todd corner?
Go on, do a quick Todd corner. Go on, off you go.
I almost feel like running a caption competition with Graham.
I think so. Yeah.
For those of you who don't know the gentleman in the grey suit, that is Edgar Mobbs, as in Edgar Mobbs' great nephew, because Edgar didn't actually have any children, but his great nephew is also called Edgar. Liz and I know Edgar very well. We went to France and Belgium with Edgar in 2020 to visit his great uncle's cross in Shrewsbury Forest. Yeah. I've got no idea what Graham said to him, but I think we need to hear that punchline.
Well, yes. Yes. Yeah, I'm just wondering whether, because Matt Litchfield did come and explain that he sent me a message saying he did know the joke about the dictaphone. I'm wondering if Graham's just used the punchline there.
Yes. So Matt and Anna, people coming to talk to me. I met them before the game, and I introduced Matt to Adam Gums, one of my photography colleagues.
Oh
yes, who often takes photographs of Mr. Dependable. But Matt, of course, not letting us down, insisted on telling me the dictaphone joke.
Oh dear.
And then I looked at Adam and said, he never lets you down. He never lets you down. It's like a public service for dad jokes. So,
Yeah. Bloody
Anna,
awful.
Anna, bless you.
Anyway.
How'd you cope? Anyway, yes. So now, back to Todd Corner just a moment. My Matt is having a senior moment. So yeah, it was a jolly evening, and just to show you that
I've just thought, excuse me, there are people listening to this pod who will have no idea about what we've just spoken about because it's a photograph.
So I've just shown a photo. Todd Corner is going to be quite hard. I've just shown a photograph of Graham McKechnie with his barbecue pulled pork walking past Edgar Mobbs.
That's not a euphemism.
Yes. Edgar's a fine gentleman. A fine octogenarian. Yes. And Edgar is clearly, whatever Graham said, found it very, very funny. So so there you go. And then this is for Liz. This next photo is for Liz.
Oh, look at them.
Yeah, but we don't know. A bit like Jake in the Academy photo last season. What's Nathan doing?
He's standing on tiptoes, isn't he?
He's standing on tiptoe.
Oh, bless him.
So for those of you in black and white or listening to us rather than on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, it's Curtis and Nathan Langdon's photo that they both wanted taken. And I don't know what it is about younger brothers, but they always have to stand on tiptoe so that they're... Well, in Jake's case, he was never going to be taller than Alfie.
No.
And he certainly wasn't going to be taller than the rest of the Academy. And most of them were a lot. But Nathan, he didn't let me down. He stood on tiptoe. There you go.
Brilliant.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant. Right. Okay. So so I had a good time with the cameras. It was a good evening. Now, should we do a bit of a media corner? Now I spotted something. So yes.
Oh,
so
yes.
the thing I spotted was James Burridge. I didn't get a chance to talk to him.
Oh yes, I spotted him there. Yes.
So, are Luke East looking to improve things this season? And did they have a pre-season something or other at the Gardens? And are we going to see something this week? So everybody,
hold your breath.
Have a watch, because he was interviewing.
Well, bizarre.
Yeah, he was interviewing folks.
Yes, and bizarrely this morning, I am in Cornwall, switched on the telly box in the corner, and it's Look Southwest or whatever they call it down here. And it was very bizarre actually, because there were three people sitting on like ordinary hotel dining room chairs, banqueting chairs, on the edge of Sandy Park pitch to do Politics Today Southwest. Nobody looked comfortable, but I thought, well, that's interesting. Their local television knows where Sandy Park is, obviously, and are using it. So it was a bit odd, but I thought, well, fair play. At least they're showing a rugby ground.
At least they're showing a rugby ground, yes. So, James, I'm looking forward to it. Whatever you did, I am looking forward to it. Yeah. Now, talking of the West Country, I noticed that the sports agents, Ruben's mum's podcast with Mark Chapman, was interviewing, one of their interviewees was Will Carling. So, and they were doing a sort of follow-up to the state of rugby that they did a few months ago. So I thought, I'll have a listen to that. Anyway, Mr. Carling has spotted something that makes it even more nonsensical what's happening at the start of the season.
Yeah.
Of the matches, all 5 of them being played next week as the start of the Gallagher Premiership, 3 of them are in the West Country.
Has somebody got a holiday home, do you think?
I do wonder. Now, the floor manager, who I love dearly, Steve Brandon, was sat behind me at the Mobs Memorial game, and Brando lives about, we have this running joke that he has a long journey home. If he lives more than 10 minutes away, he's really having a bad journey home. So he's going to schlep all the way west as well, because he's usually the producer for TNT games. So
it's very strange.
It's very strange. And as Mr. Carling pointed out, if you want a cross-country appeal, the start of the Gallagher Premiership season, you want it across
the country. Yeah.
And the East Midlands.
Not just.
Anyway.
Very weird. Very weird. I still think they've just insulted us as champions. We should have. I know it doesn't bother the club, but as champions, we should have started at home and we should have finished at home. It's a blasted insult to us that they haven't done that. I think.
I think you're right. I think you're absolutely right. Anyway, yes.
Anyway.
Now, England, on the other hand, were at Allianz Stadium. Twickenham. Yesterday, 40,000 people. And it was on BBC One, which was very good to see. Yeah. So I sat down and had a watch. Loughborough Lightning, of course, had several representatives, but the most impressive at 13 outside centre, Emily Scarrett winning her 100th cap. Very impressive.
And I haven't watched the game because obviously I was on the road, but I think to beat the Black Ferns as well, what a game to do it in your 100th. Yeah. And by it wasn't a narrow squeak of a result, was it? It was a good done.
However, they have this pattern of doing really well in the first half and less well in the second half, and they repeated it. So I imagine Sarah Hunter and John Mitchell and co will be having words because something is occurring in the second half. Because anyway. Yes, not great. Now, the other person, who is an old friend of the pod, not that she knows that we've even talked about her, it was the referee. Our dear friend, Barrett Perron. Yes, bless her heart. Who, having been disappointed with the under-20s in that... You promised me in the changing room.
Yes.
Well, Amy...
Did you lie to me? I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed.
Yep, well... She is the first female referee to get 40 test caps. So congratulations to Amy. And we love her as a referee. She was absolutely spot on yesterday. Did a really, really good job. I have to say, the referee on Friday, I've never seen Alex Thomas. Sherpa 2 was convinced I had. But I thought he was spot on. I thought he did a really good job. He did his best. He knew it was a friendly. It was sympathetic all round without being, unlike the previous.
huge amounts of communication between him and the players and his assistant refs and all round. It was just, I've got my ref link. Remember my ref link this time, and I was impressed with the communication. So
there are a couple of law changes that have happened. I don't know whether we're doing it in the Gallagher Premiership, but I've seen it. Ooh. I saw it in the Red Roses game, and I think I saw it in another game. Two things. One is you only get 60 seconds now to take a conversion. It used to be 60 seconds for a penalty and then 90 seconds for a conversion. It's now 60 seconds for a conversion, which caught out a couple of players this weekend. The one I'm really not convinced the lawmakers have thought about, and is going to get really tedious if it continues, is from the kickoff, whoever receives the ball on the opposing team can make a mark.
Oh dear God! I've just lost the will to live. What?
So what did England do? Caught the ball, called the mark, hoofed the ball upfield, and then the game started. And Sarah Orchard, who was doing the commentary, said, I don't think the lawmakers have quite thought this one through.
Why? What is the point of that?
I have no idea, but it's a shocker. Now, I'm hoping
that's
that
dreadful.
Doing
dreadful.
It in the Premiership. It isn't an experiment that's running in the Premiership, because we know exactly what's going to happen.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to have
my will to live has just got up and left.
Moving it back down the field. And as Dr. T pointed out, it actually gives a disadvantage to the team that have just conceded points. So
yeah. It's not. Yeah, no.
I have been watching a bit of Top 14 because I have invested in Premier Sports, who seem to have upped their game a bit from the nonsense of last season. And so actually the broadcasts for Top 14 have been really good. And the game I watched last night was Lyon's game against... it was obviously that memorable. But
somebody French?
Yeah, but it was somebody that it wouldn't normally expect to beat. I'm going to have to look now. Anyway, who was playing but our old friend, Sam Matavesi?
Oh, bless. Did he look like he was having fun?
He was having fun. He was having a lot of fun. They were playing Bordeaux Begler, one of the favourites for the title. Yes, indeed. And Bordeaux thought they'd won it with a try in the corner, and then the Lyon team came back, scored a penalty to win it, and the world went yip crazy. So, but I have to say, Sam is sporting one of the world's worst pencil moustaches that you've not. No.
Oh dear.
No.
Oh dear.
And they're not letting him. They're not really. It's interesting. He's playing quite a different game than he would do for the Saints. There's not much Sam running with the ball going on.
Oh.
Sam basically being in a ruck seemed to be yes, not quite Sam.
I'm not quite sure how you stop him, really, because it just is what he does.
Yeah, but he did run with the ball once and gave away a penalty, and I think he thought, oh yeah, I'm not supposed to do that, and didn't do it again.
I'm not supposed to do that. Yeah, maybe.
Anyway, and of course now they play a plastic pitch at Lyon, which it wasn't when we went. It was a grass pitch.
It was cracking. Cracking weekend, that
all
was.
Silver. It was all very shimmery. So.
Ooh, how strange.
Ooh, yes, very strange. Racing 92, home of Owen. Owen Farrell managed to get himself a yellow card. That was good.
So soon. Well, there you go.
But Racing are having to play at a 4th division football team's ground because they're still rebuilding La Défense post the swimming pool. So it's not going to be ready until October. I did wonder how they were going to do this.
Yeah.
So yes, they've gone to the other side of Paris, and they had a reasonable crowd. So yeah, but I did laugh when Owen got binned. Very funny.
That's brilliant, really. Yeah, they've rumbled him pretty quickly.
Yes.
Well, I suspect they're picking on him, to be honest. Why wouldn't you?
It is a bit strange having so many players that you know in the French leagues. I mean, there's always been a few, but there's loads. It's very odd. Very odd. So walking rugby, how did that go?
It didn't. It didn't. It was no attendance. We need more people at walking rugby, please. It was going to have to be outside because of lightning using the barn, which is less than ideal. I think they're trying to sort that out, but it was too many people couldn't go, so it had to be shelved. So if anybody out there is interested in walking rugby, wants to know more about it, put a message in the comments, which I might not see, but my friend Claire will send them to me, or send me an email via Saints Supporters Club website, or get in touch with the community team at Saints. So they're the ones running it. It'd be lovely to have more people. So yes.
Okay. Well, let's hope that things are on the up soon. After your TV appearance as well.
I know. It's probably the fear that the TV cameras might have been there that put people off. No, they won't be there ever again.
Now, it's a big week for the Saints Supporters Club because the bus trips are starting again.
The bus trips are starting, yes. If anybody, we have still spaces, plenty to go to Bath. If anybody wants to go, sign up on the page. There are buses booked for every game that we know the times of. So please get your names down. It'd be lovely to have full buses. We will hopefully be having players on one of the buses yet to be decided. But yes, so there's buses going to Bath, bus going to Bristol, bus going to Leicester and Saracens. I think those are the ones we've confirmed so far. So
nice, it's good stuff.
So please sign up. It's quite good fun, really, and takes all the hassle away.
Indeed. And one of the things, so I am getting ready for Bath. I need the big lens, which is down by my feet. Big lens. Because actually, I was about to say, because the floodlights are a bit dim. Did everybody else notice we were thrust into darkness on Friday?
What was going on? It was like being in a disco at one point, lights going off and on and off again. What?
So I sent a message upstairs.
Press the wrong button.
It's a bit dark down here because someone turned the lights back on. It was ridiculous. I don't know whether they were experimenting or what was going on, but it was a bit dark, and I was quite glad when all the lights came back on.
The referee said at one point, "It seems to have got a bit dark. All the lights have gone out."
So I was talking to Catherine Deans from the foundation at the time, and so she was doing that. Is it still on for me? Anyway, yeah. So Bath, we don't have the option of switching them on because they don't really work. I'm hoping that the TV cameras, normally when the TV, when Bath are on television, they bring additional lighting. I'm hoping that's the case. If you recall, the last time we were at Bath, which only seems like 5 minutes ago, that's because it was.
Yeah.
We didn't have roving cameras or cameras pitch side.
No, we didn't. And they couldn't talk to the TMO or something as well,
and they couldn't talk to the TMO, and they couldn't do all sorts of stuff.
Yeah.
No, it was not good. It meant I could sit in places that I couldn't normally sit, except with the club. The boys never went there, so I was acting as inverse magnet again. Yeah. But yes, so I'm hoping that they fixed whatever fuse went bang the last time, because it was the truck. Something between the truck and the ground went pop. So I would hope that they fixed it over the summer months.
Summer.
This being their flagship start on TNT. So there you go.
Yeah.
Yep. So you're still on your holidays, aren't you? You're not.
I am. Yeah.
You're not.
I'm voting with my feet.
Yes, Dr. Jones, in his wisdom, is stood on the terrace again. He didn't have a good time the last time. He was not a happy camper.
Don't think it's going to be much better this time, to be honest. I may be surprised, but I don't hold out much hope.
No, it is not a. It is not a. Yeah, it's a very.
It's not a happy hunting ground. It's just yeah,
not great.
Who knows?
I will be sat pitch side. I'm hoping it doesn't rain, so I don't sink into the mud. But it will be big lens time. D6, big lens, low light. I'm not. Yeah, it might be September. Actually, we have had some success in September at Bath. Yes, yes, we have. The year we won it, I think we went to Bath very early in the season, the following season, and we won. I might be wrong, or it might have been the previous season. But we have had, and the reason I say that is because a famous photograph of Samu Manoa with when you used to give you a bottle of something in a yellow bottle. Do you remember that?
Oh yes.
He was doing leaping in the background while I was trying to take a photograph of Beef and Alex, and James Wilson and all sorts of things. Yes, because he was man of the match. So we have had success in September at Bath. It's not a foregone conclusion that the Finn Ben Spencer show are going to be rightfully awarded the win, which seems to be TNT's script.
Yes.
Bit obvious, boys and girls at TNT. So yes, we'll have fun. And then on the Saturday, Dr. T and I are hurtling back from Bath to Goldington Road to do the first match of the season in the Championship for Bedford Blues against Caldy. Now, yes, where our old friend, I don't know if he's still playing, I haven't checked the roster for this season, our old friend Sam Dickinson, Couch, Couch and his brother. It's always a feisty affair between the Blues and Caldy. Yeah, I suspect it's a feisty affair between Caldy and anybody. They strike me as just being one of those sort of teams that are just damned annoying, to be honest. Yes, I think that's what's going on there. Yes, I think you're right. And so I'm really looking forward to that one because it's actually going to be in daylight. So yes, and then Sherpa 2 will be happy because he's got his full complement of photographers. So that's all good. And then yes, so a busy week again. A busy week. Have a lovely holiday.
Toaster under 10s and under 7s.
To get the stars of the show. Harry, may I hang my head in shame? You were absolutely wonderful last week on the pod, and I've ditched you already.
I know. I'm sorry. His agent will be on to us. Agent / mother. I received pictures of him training. Of him training this morning, and Alfie. It was Alfie's birthday yesterday, so one of the things, Alfie is now completely kitted out in Toe Sessions kit, and now has his very own
jumper and gold.
Yes, and now has his very own rugby ball, courtesy of his Uncle Sam, and his brother bought him a little cuddly puppy, who's so I had to be always tasked with naming these things. So I'm looking at the cuddly puppy and I went, well, it's a bit ginger. Well, it's very ginger, actually. So let's call him Hendy. So Hendy is the puppy. So Hendy there you go.
Well, very good. Yes, George was there on Friday.
Yes, I saw him really. I did have a conversation with him, which we will not share with the pod.
Ooh.
Well, it wasn't very complimentary about another player. Let's just.
Oh, okay, fair enough. So George is being his usual.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it was about somebody.
Apologies to Toaster under 7s and under 10s.
That's right. They were training, but they are in. I don't know when they start playing anything.
Big start to the season expected, particularly after the try-scoring exploits of Harry last week.
Absolutely, we are expecting
scoring tries or having fun. Actually, more Harry having fun.
Yeah, that's the most important thing. Fun.
The most important thing at this age. So yes. I haven't forgotten anything else, have I?
I don't think so. I think that's walking rugby. Yeah, I think that's everything. Yeah, just
excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. So so start of the season. We will be podding as usual next week. I'm assuming you will be back in South Northamptonshire.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
the
should
IT
be.
department will be well into building Abbey Road.
Yes.
I'm
With
looking
the
forward
help of
all those
sound
buttons to
assistants.
press. For those of you who are listening to this, what is this book that we've been referring to?
This book is called Sound Assistants by the Michael Talbot Smith, 2nd edition. God only knows, when was it printed? I don't know. Has it got a date anywhere? But the front picture looks, it's like a mixing desk for a recording studio with men dressed in cheesecloth. First published 1997. So there we are.
1997.
Bang up to date. Bang up to date.
Lots of buttons to press. Fantastic. Fantastic.
So I'm now going to time.
We'll be back to our normal pod, a really normal pod with me in Cambridgeshire and you in South Northamptonshire.
Sunny South Northamptonshire. Yeah.
Well, don't guarantee the sun.
Well, no. I'm just now going to try and drink the gin before it evaporates.
Yeah, get hold of that gin before it finally gives up. And
safe travels to Bath, everybody, and just go and try not to let it be the Ben Spencer and Finn Russell thing.
Yeah. Show. Let it be the Finn and Mitch show.
Finn and Mitch show, yes. Yes, please. And show them.
That was episode 39 of the Ladies Wot Pod. Bye, everybody.
Bye.